Hi everyone and leaders of 3D Africa across the globe and across Africa. Welcome to first sections. We've looked at teamwork, and of course, that's a general course for all volunteers. That's a general course for all volunteers. Okay. In this one, we are going to be looking at um, for leaders. Generally, we are going to be focusing specifically on team building. So go back to the section on teamwork so you can learn better. And of course, let me give you a quick recap of what a team looks like, what a team means. Okay, a team is a number of persons associated together in a work of or activity. A team is a number of persons associated together in a work or activity. They are what's it called? They are associated. They are related in terms of work. So T there is standing for together. E is standing for everyone. A is standing for achieve more. So everybody is coming together in order to achieve um, one goal or the other. Okay. So now, having said that, we also define um, eh, what a team really looks like. In a team, you have people depending on one another. Um, of course, that means that um, apart from them associated together within the work frame, um, their works are interrelated, and one cannot do without other. That means that every member is important, every work is important, and then when the works are knitted together, they produce excellent results. Okay, of course, they may it's not necessarily they work in the same physical location. It can be virtual teams as well. They can even be working from different locations across Africa. So um, in 3D Africa, we work like that. For in our executive settings, for instance, our most of us are from different countries. I'm from Nigeria. We have people from Zambia, Malawi, etc. So, but the more important thing is that we understand that we have a work to do. Our work are dependent on each other. Okay. Now, having said that, we look at um, I'll give us a quick recap of um, why it is very important for us to work as a team, and of course, what I've taught in the last class. I've looked at we have said for teamwork, people working together, they have a clear direction. They have open and honest communication. They support risk taking. There is a defined role. Each person know what to perform and when to perform them. They are mutually accountable to one another. Nobody is exclusive. Everybody is giving account of whatever he or she does per time. And then of course, um, everybody is accountable to one another. Okay, so then they have common goals. They have something that they want to achieve together. They have something that they want to achieve together. They have something that they want to achieve together. Again, there is a team trust. So having looked at these team characteristics, we understand that for teamwork to really come into play, for teamwork to really come into to play, we have to understand that there must be leadership. So one of the things that we want to talk about here is leadership. Now we want to talk about leadership. We want to talk about leadership. Now, a leader is someone who is um, a team builder. In fact, one of the major function of a team leader is to be a team builder, someone that brings people together, nurture, empower, train, equip them to be able to work interdependently and achieve a common goal. So, of course, uh, as a leader now, it is quite important that um, you understand that you are to build a team that will represent what the organization stands for. You are to build a team that represent what the organization stands for. So, in this leadership program, we are going to be looking at team building. Team building. Of course, let me state categorically clear that team building is a process. Team building is also a strategy. It's a process because it involves different stages. It's a strategy because if you are able to build your team well, there will be productivity, there will be results, there will be effectiveness, and of course, it will translate to success, the team success. So there will be team productivity, team performance, and team success. Okay? So it's a strategy for the leader. It's one of the leadership strategy that makes a leader competent, a leader influential, and um, a leader per se. Let me use that word now. Okay, so your major function now is to look at how you can build a team. How you can build a team. Now we've looked at teamwork. Teamwork has to do with people coming together to do different type of work and the like. And then of course we have looked at two major things here now is team. A team is a group of persons coming together to achieve a purpose. Then building has to involves bringing people together to equip them, to nurture them in order to achieve a particular goal. So therefore, team building is a process or a strategy by which a different set of people with a common goal are brought together to achieve a certain result. So building a team therefore becomes a process. The process of working with a team to clarify a task and how team members can work together to achieve it. So every team have a task to perform. Every team has a goal to achieve. Every team um, has a defined responsibility. Every team has a success to achieve. So the process of now working with a team as a leader now in in order to clarify a task and see how they can work together is called team building. Then as a strategy, team building is a strategy that can help groups to develop into a team. Now, it's a strategy in the sense that we have a how do I put it now? We have a plan, a structured framework that makes groups of persons to come together, and over time they develop into a team. Now, in the first instance, they are coming together. By the time the team is built, they have developed into a team. Before, they are group of persons. After development, it becomes a team. So it is possible in an organization that you have group of persons that are not team. And it is possible for a leader to work with group of persons that have not become a team. So a leader will not achieve um, roles effectively. A leader will not achieve the vision of the organization if the group of persons he has brought together are not developed into a team, because it is only team that achieves organization goals. So team building requires is a process. Team building is a strategy. Now, having said that, we look at stages in building a team. Of course, I've made it clear that team building is a process. So it involves stages. It involves steps. It involves human beings are evolutionary in nature. So And then of course teams are also evolutionary. They evolve from one phase to another, and that's why team building is a process and it requires time. It requires energy, it requires time, it requires resources, it requires dedication, commitment, and whatever thing a leader must put in order to make those group of persons become a team. So in the stages, um, one of the stages is forming, the forming stage. Now, in the forming stage, you are having people coming together. You are, of course, as a leader, whether you are a country director, you are a director. Of course, when you want to build your team, you want to bring two or three persons together. For in my own case, when I envisioned 3D Africa, the first thing that came to my mind is who and who will be needed in this journey that could work together with us to achieve whatever vision we have set. Okay, so bringing those people together, uh, you are bringing A, you are bringing B from different backgrounds, educational backgrounds, qualifications, experience, exposures. So you are bringing them together. Now, that's the forming stage. And then you have the storming stage where they get to uh, know each other. And then, of course, in norming stage, they start relating with one another. And then the next one, the last one, performing stage, then they are now glued to one another to start performing as a team. Now, we look into these stages one after the other. Okay. um, um, the forming stage in this case now we have the team has just been introduced and everyone is overly polite and pleasant. Of course you understand that when people are just coming together, you will see, oh, well done sir, hello sir. If it's not a virtual, if it is not a virtual team, if it is a physical team that they are seeing themselves, people want to be polite as much as possible. They want to be pleasant. They want to portray themselves well, whether they have good intention or not, whether they want to act or not. They are just showing that of course they are a nice person. You see a lot of greetings. You see a lot of politeness all there, and you see a lot of excitement. They want to be part of the project. Of course, these are things you see when people are coming together. A whole much of energy, bunch of excitements, and being glad to be want to be part of of something new and get to know other people is always bring a lot of pleasure and excitement. Now, at this stage, it is quite important for you as a leader to discuss clearly the member skills, background and interest, the goals. Now, in this case, if it is a project, you discuss it. Maybe it's an interim project. It can be some of our projects, maybe um, engage the community project, project 100, or some of our programs. But if you are coming in as a team member that will be working for a very long time, you want to talk about the organization goals, what you want to achieve. It is a country chapter. You want to talk about the chapter of the goals of the chapter, what you want to achieve at the chapter level. Okay, and then you also discuss the timeline. Are they going to be working for a year? Are they going to be working for 2 years? Are they going to be working for 3 years? You also discuss the ground rules. What are the rules that makes the team? And of course, as a leader, you must understand that you have to have rules. You have to have rules on ground. These rules we set the tone of how the team will be. If people are coming at this stage and they do not understand the rules of the team, uh, the other stage you'll be having problem. You'll not be able to control them. Okay, then you also discuss individual roles. What are the roles of individual in the team? What are their responsibilities, their duties, what they must commit their time to, etc. So discussing these five is extremely important. Make sure at this stage, the energy of the team is high, individual energy is high. There are a lot of expectations, there are a lot of um, um, excitement and pleasure and the like. So on these are very very important. Let every member of the team know the skills of one another, okay, their background, their interests. So that means there must be proper introduction of every team member, proper introduction. As much as possible, let other persons know about the information of the other team members. Let them get as much information as possible. When they process it, it gives them an understanding of who they are working with, and then the characteristics, what they love, what they like to do, and other things like that. It's very, very important. So, and then also let them know the goals of the organization, project, or program, and why they are there. It's very, very important. And then of course the timeline, so they know that, oh, after my 2 years here, I have 2 years to spend here. So after my 2 years, I know so they would have planned themselves for those 2 years. And then of course the rules, and then of course the individual rules. Okay. Now at the forming stage, now they know a lot of things. They know the ground rules and others like that. Now in the storming stage, the reality start to set in. Before they were excited, okay, the reality of weight of completing the task at hand have to hit everyone. Um, the 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 excitement is waiting off already. Now they now know that, oh, this is what you want to do. They have their roles now. They begin to think, oh, am I going to be the one to do this, and stuff like that. So this is very important. Now they get to even know themselves better. Now, um, but some of the characteristics of this stage is that you see that, um, at this stage the members might disagree. There might be disagreement with them. Some people may want to voice their concern. In fact, some people may even want to question the authority. Why would you ask us to do this? Now, major thing that comes here is conflict and disagreement is normal. Um, in this stage, it's like you want to be in a team. It's like you are in a relationship. At the when you first marry, if you ask people that are married, they are excited. Ah, my new wife, my new husband. Oh, I love you so much. The excitement is they just finished wedding. Everybody is excited. The paparazzi that has to come with wedding, the glamour and everything. The love, Totori love. I love you so much. I love you, Tori Torin. I love you back and forth to the moon and the lights. But immediately they enter into the house, and then they start living together. Um, 2, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even up to 6 months, you begin to see the real person. People begin to show their real characteristics, their real person. And then of course, in this case, you cannot hide away that the conflicts that will come up, a lot of conflict. We don't do this like where I'm coming from. I was part of an organization. I was part of a team before. This is how they do it, and a lot of disagreement. Oh, we don't do it like that this way. This is what you must do. Now, one thing that is very, very important is that these conflicts and disagreements are normal, because like a relationship, that's how it's supposed to be. Before, you think you know yourself, but by the time you start working together, you understand that you don't know yourself. So it now comes to, you everybody begin to understand deeply the weakness of one another. You now know their strength, you know their weakness. Now the major thing that this place focus on is conflict and disagreement, and ability to settle them well, and make sure that every voice matter. Let them hear their voices. Let them disagree, let them agree again. Let them question the authority, and let the authority respond respectively and respectfully. Okay. Now of course, everybody may think the other person is perfect. The way, when people comes in a team in the forming stage, some people are forming. This is how. So this is my goal. This is my vision for this organization. I want it to be like this. Everybody is excited. Oh, the people are saying a lot of things. But so sometimes, a team member might think, oh, this person is perfect for our team. In fact, you as a leader might be thinking, with the way this person is doing, is the perfect team member. Is like this, is like that. In fact, you would have coined a lot of a lot of what's it called, characteristics for him or her. But at this stage, the real person that you know before now starts showing. When, oh, I don't know that this is how this organization will be. The work is getting too much for me. And then see how this one is doing. See how this one is doing. See how he's talking to me. You even as our leader, see how you are doing, and every other thing like that. A lot of things will occur. In at this case now, there must be enough communication. People must talk. So talking and building relationship matters, whereby you emphasize that people should understand that there will be disagreement. At this stage, you begin to uh, let allow for a disagreement so that people can know themselves very well. And then at this stage, you must also understand that you need to know how to manage conflict, and then how to make people to work together even despite their flaws. Okay, so this stage is quite important for you as a leader to really manage. And however, ensure that this stage is not avoided or skipped, because if people do not hear their views, if people do not talk, if people do not disagree, they will later disagree. There is no two about it. So at this stage usually define a team, whether the team will break away or whether the team will work together. But as it goes, let them enjoy the process and tell them that it's a process. This is the stage that they are. It is needed. Encourage them to bring in their views, and if there is need for conflict, that they should be, and then try as much as possible to settle it um, one after the other. Okay. Now after they have weathered the storm, there's a lot of fight. In fact, the truth of the matter is, for virtual teams like this, the reality is sometimes at that storming stage, people leave. Yes, people do leave if they cannot cope. One, because the work, the other persons they are working with, you as a leader, and then how the team is managing whatever is going at that point, the situations around them, people might leave. But as a leader, one of the ways to show that you are effective and you are in control is to manage that stage effectively. Okay. Now, having said that, you look at the storming stage. People start to notice and appreciate the team members' strength. Okay. Now, at this stage now, the it's like I said, like a marriage too. After you have fought for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you are trying to get to know. In fact, sometimes I'm even tired. I want to in a relationship. I don't want to do again. I'm going back to my father's house, like females to say. I want to go back to my. I miss my father. My father will not treat me like this. I won't be. But that's on a lighter note anyway. So it is possible that this might occur, but immediately that stage pass, where we now give ourselves time to know ourselves, to know ourselves better. We now understand, oh, this is what he likes, this is what he doesn't like, this is his strength, this is his weakness, this is how he can perform. In fact, at that stage, at the storming stage, you need to understand people very well, and then make sure that you tell people to pay attention to every other person in the team. Let them learn, let them know their what's it called. By the time they know all of these things, and then you at this stage now, you help them decipher it, and then by the time they get to this point, they begin to see that, oh, this is how this person, although he might get angry easily, but this is the other beautiful side of him. He has a good work ethics, he plays with people, he appreciates people, and so people begin to see the other side of other person. So at this stage, they begin to notice and appreciate the team members. Right? They love the way, although they understand that um, Mr. A talks a lot, but at the same time, they talk sometimes do wonders for the team. He can talk people into taking action. So begin to appreciate the strength of the other person. Oh, I don't know you are like this, and I really love the way you are doing. Don't forget that they have fought, they have disagreed, A lot of things have happened there, but you have emphasized on relationship, on keeping relationship, on building friendliness and other stuffs at the other stage. At this point now, they will now begin to see why you have told them to do so, and then they begin to appreciate, oh, this is the person. It might be slow in taking a lot of tasks. It might be slow in making tasks to work, but I eventually it will do it. Okay, it might be slow in making meeting deadlines, but with a lot of encouragement, it will get to do it. So people begin to know themselves. They begin to appreciate. Of course, though he's very slow to work, but he has a creative strength that once he put it in, the we will be able to achieve this. So at this stage now, you want to encourage people to take to make sure they begin to appreciate. The level of appreciation for every team member matters here. Let people begin to appreciate themselves. Let them begin to see the strength in of other members. Let there be positive feedbacks. Let there be forward response, forward feedbacks. Then at this stage now, everyone is trying to contribute and working towards a cohesive unit. So um, now the team is the group is now getting to settle into a groove. um, the era of fight and what's it called, it becomes more enjoyable. So the team, everybody is trying to now settle down fully. Now while they are settling down, one of the things you need to do very well is for you to encourage um, a good work ethics, encourage building more of relationship, encourage more of communication, um, encourage you train them more to become better, and then of course trainings and retrainings, trainings and retrainings for them to continue to gel together. And then of course at this stage now, you emphasize team culture. The team culture must be there, and of course they understand that this is how we do our things here. And then of course um, you continue to build them together. So this is quite important at this stage. Now at the performing stage, now this is the last stage. Members are now confident, they are motivated, they are familiar enough with the project, um, they're familiar enough with their team members. They can operate even without your own supervision. And then don't forget that at the norming stage now, um, um, you are you are motivating them, you are supervising them, and at the storming stage you are mentoring them, um, and modeling for them. But at this stage now, you are just monitoring them. At the performing stage, a leader perform a role of a monitor. They can work without your supervision. The only thing that you are just monitor how the things are being done. Okay, so so one of the characteristics of this stage is members are confident, motivated, familiar enough with the project. They can operate without your supervision. Everyone is now on the same page. Everyone now understand clearly what the team want to achieve. They understand clearly their team members. They understand clearly their leader. They understand clearly the direction of the team. They understand clearly the timeline, the deadlines, the what needs to be done at what time or the other, and then the team is moving at full speed towards the final goal. Of course, in this case now, you it is what in this case now, um, you are in this case now um, you are the team. You are in control of the team now. You are trying to ensure that they continue to work together, and then of course building more capacity. Okay, now this is um, uh, key factors to successful performance of a team. Key factors. Five key factors are very important. Number one is strategy. As a leader, for a team to perform successfully, a strategy must be in place. What is the strategy the team is adopting to achieve its goals? What is the strategy the team is adopting to achieve its goal? Number two is clear role and responsibility. When a team is coming together as a leader, understand that everyone must have a clear role and responsibility. What is the role of A? What is the role of B? What is the role of C? Now, once you understand the clear role and responsibility, how does the role of A intersect with the role of B and C? And then how will they work together? Then after that, another successful performance factor is open communication, where everybody can hear their views, where everybody can say their mind, where everybody can give feedbacks about how they feel and or what they think can make the team work. Okay, that everybody is not afraid to talk, they are not afraid to do what is needed. Okay, and then again there is rapid response. You are getting fast feedback as much as possible. Where there is no response, where there is no feedback, it becomes a whole lot of problem for you as a leader. So as a leader leading a team in 3D Africa, you must ensure that you get as much feedback and rapid response as possible. And then of course, effective leadership. As a leader, you must be effective in carrying out your duties. Okay. Now, let's talk briefly on now the strategy to performance that you must take note of. Number one, clearly articulate the team values and the grand rules. What does the team value? In 3D Africa, one of the things we value is relationship. We value relationship a lot. We want people to have beyond, even beyond 3D Africa. Let them work together, let them talk together, let them connect together, even at a personal level. We value relationship, we value service, that people are committed to serving others. So you are not only serving the organization, you want to serve your community, you want to serve your country, you want to serve yourself, and you want to serve humanity. We value service, we value relationship, we value impact. We value impact. We want all our members, whether our team members or anyone that is associated with our organization, they value impact. They want to make impact with whatever little way they can. So these are our values. So as a team leader in your team, you must clearly articulate the values of the team. Of course, it must be in line with whatever the general organization values are. But you must clearly articulate the values, and then of course let them know that these are the values of the team and these are the ground rules. Okay, as a leader, create your own ground rules so that your team members can understand that this is do's and don'ts of the team. Okay, it will make them to perform. If there is no rule, people misbehave, people do anyhow. Okay, so understand that there must be values and there must be rules. Number two, another strategy is understanding of risks and opportunity facing the team. You must also understand that another strategy for a team to perform better is for team members to understand the risk and the opportunities of facing the team. Every team have risk and opportunities, so members must understand this clearly. And then your own strategy again as a leader, or strategy of team performance, is clear categorization of overall responsibilities of the team. Now, while individuals have individual responsibility and roles to perform, the team generally, or the group, usually have an overall responsibility. We call it major definite responsibility. While individuals have individual responsibility, there is a responsibility that sum up a team. Let me take for instance, if the team is program team, their overall responsibility is to plan, monitor, coordinate programs. It's as simple as that. Now, beneath all those ones, you can now have different people responsible for planning, different people responsible for managing, evaluating, and stuff like that. There is so everybody must understand the overall responsibility of the team. Let it be well categorized. So if the team is not organizing program, if no program is taking place, they know that the team is not performing. Okay, and then another strategy that must be in place is strategy to measure individual results. People must know that whether they are performing or not. So there must be a mechanism in place as a leader. Oh, at the end of every month, maybe you tell them we are going to be measuring the individual result, ability of other persons. Now, this is a positive feedback from you as a leader to them. Don't forget, in the other time I told you, get a rapid response from them, a feedback from them. Now, they must also get a rapid response and feedback from you, telling them, measuring their results, their performance, and of course, offering advice for them to perform better. Okay, now these are some of the strategies you can use as for a team to perform. And then there must be clear definition of roles and responsibility. Now, if you have 5 team members, for instance, okay, A must have, probably um, let me use a program team for instance. Okay, let's say for program team, it might be country now. If you are a country director, maybe you have somebody responsible for program, somebody responsible for project, somebody responsible for finance and partnership and the likes, etc. Just say somebody responsible for communication. So every one of them must have clear roles and responsibility. The one that is in charge of program must know that, oh, I'm in charge of program. Then at the end of every month, this is what we want to achieve. These are the things I must do every single week. Of course, roles are now divided into two. There are statutory roles that each of the team members must perform. Okay, the statutory roles, if they are not performed, the team will look underperformed. So the team will not be performing at all if the statutory roles are not performed. For instance, if it's a program team, for instance, and then there's no program taking place, they have not performed their statutory role. So the team is not performing no matter what the underground work that everybody is doing. When there's no program, the team is not performing. So there must be clear definition of statutory roles and non-statutory roles. Non-statutory roles is, or probably they want to evaluate the program and other things like that. Of course, it is quite important, but it is not as important that staging a program. It is when they stage a program that people know that they have a program team. Okay, so there must be statutory roles, there must be non-statutory roles, and all of them must be clearly defined. Number 2 is responsibility. Now, everybody must have a shared responsibility, that in our overall responsibility as a team, this is what our major focus is. Everybody must share the responsibility. Okay, and so if the team is not performing while the leader is taking the responsibility, everybody must also understand that it is their responsibility for the team to perform. So this, what's it called, must be created in them. And another thing is, there must, when you are giving defined rules, objectives must be there. Let them understand the objectives of those roles, so that they can understand that if the roles are not performed, the objectives will not be achieved, and this is what you call. Okay, so it is quite important. Of course, encourage open communication. People should respect individual differences, and then a leader must create an open communication environment where people communicate freely. Okay, and then there must be rapid response to team problem. As a leader, respond fast to the problem of the team. If not, it will degenerate. In the last, what's it called, teamwork, we talked about team dysfunctionality. A team where the leader is not responding to the team problems as at when due, it will lead to team dysfunction, because the team gets to become much more complacent. No, it will lead to no activity, commitment will begin to reduce, and then the team will eventually die off. So as a leader, for your team to continue to perform, understand that you must respond fast to the team's problem. Respond fast to the team's problem. This is quite important, and important. So as a leader, for effective leadership, that is you as a team leader have a role to perform. You as a team leader have a role to perform. Number one, be at the forefront of the team. Let your team member know that you are in control, you are at the front, and then you are taking the leadership. You are the captain of the team. Let them know you are the captain of the team. Number two, another role you perform is to inspire. Inspire the team. Inspire the team. Now, so that there are cases where team members will want to give up. That is clear. There are cases where the workload will be too much, where people just feel like giving up on the team. The team is facing a lot of challenges. You as an effective leader must be able to inspire the team back into work. Okay, another thing is adjust. So a leader must make sure that he is able to adjust to any situation that the team find itself. While members might be struggling in adjusting, you must understand that you must be flexible enough to adjust faster, so that you can gain control of the team again, and then stand in the place to inspire others to also adjust as well. Okay, it is important that you are flexible enough to adjust to the changes occurring in your team. Then another thing is update. You must update the team. Let everyone must be everyone must know what is happening in the team per time. And it's quite unfortunate that in a team, although of course that might not be totally the fault of the leader, but of course it is still the work of the leader to make sure that everybody is carried along. Let every member of the team know what is happening in the team per time, know the next step that the team is taking, know the future plans of the team, and then in retrospect, know what has happened in the past. Okay, you must let them be fully and effectively updated about everything within the team. And then as a team leader, you also play the role of an advisor. You give advice to members. Oh, you can do it this way. What if you do it that way? And then your sound advice is important to making the team to perform effectively. And of course, that means that you are creative enough, and then you have a problem solving skill, you have critical thinking skill, and then and you are creative enough to be able to give sound advice. And of course, that comes as a result of your knowledge, your expertise, your skill, and your experience over time. So you must build all those as a leader in order to be able to provide sound advice for your team members. And then of course, you must you're also a consultant. You consult for them. You help them see different angles to things, and then of course provide solutions to whatever thing that they have brought forward. And then the credit of the success belongs to the team. A team leader understand that the credit of the success of the team is not for him or her. The team take the credit of success, and then of course, why the leader take the responsibility for a failing team. You must understand that when the team fail, you are failed. And then of course, when the team succeed, everyone, the team members succeed, not you. And that's one of the trick, or the most important thing about leadership in terms of credit taking. When the team fail, take credit. When the team succeed, give them the credit. It is quite important. Okay. um there are guidelines to facilitate accountability and build trust among the team members. Now, when you define the duties, you define the expectation and the job description. Um, a successful, trusted, and well-respected team member uses the word like absolutely, certainly when duties are assigned to them. So your team members must get to a point where when you are assigning role, they are certain, they are saying, okay, certainly yes, I will do that. Yes, certainly, because they have over the time, they know what to do. One, they know what you are expecting for them, and then they have a clear description of what the job is all about. So when you are saying, okay, this is what you are doing next, they are saying certainly, absolutely, because they know. So you have built the trust, and then of course they know that they are responsible, they are accountable to what has been stated on ground. Okay, and then again, some of the things you must do to fast track accountability is that you outline the time commitment and set aside adequate time for each task. The time commitment, okay, when you are assigning duties, ensure that you tell them, oh, this work you are about to do be taking nothing less than 1 week. That thing will prepare the mind of that thing will prepare the mind of the person that is taking this task. Oh, in the next 1 week I'll be working on this particular work, and then ensure that when you are giving the time commitment, tell them, be very realistic enough to give them adequate time for each task. A task that's supposed to be 3 weeks and you give someone 2 days, that means you want to choke the person, and then on the long run the person will not become accountable because he will think he has failed, and for him to come to you will be very difficult. So make sure that they know the time commitment for the task, and then on your own part you have set aside adequate time that is needed for a task to be performed rather. So and then be ensure that you are realistic about the time frame you are giving them, and then make sure that all of them are aware of the deadlines. So when you are given a task or a duty, three things are very important. Number one, let them know the time commitment. How long will it take them to do it? Number two, let them know the deadlines. Number three, give them a soft reminder. So let them know the time commitment, let them know the deadlines, let them be reminded every time. So this is quite important for you to build accountability. They gain trust that, oh, this is how our team leader does, and this is the way of things. So when they give us things, it give us enough time. He knows the best time for us to finish it. He knows how we are supposed to do it. He know when we are supposed to submit, and of course he constantly reminds us. They build trust in your capacity to lead them into doing what they are supposed to do. Okay, so it's quite important that and of course when you are setting time, set adequate time for them so that they don't get frustrated along the line. Okay, um make sure that you are checking on their progress. It is quite important that as a team leader, for you to see that your members perform extremely well. Ensure that you follow up on individually, follow up um, collectively. If you have assigned tasks for every member of the team, individually go to them and ask them, oh, give me feedback on what you are doing. How is it be like? What are the problems you are facing? What are the things that you are doing? Let them provide you. If I create a mechanism that every 24 hours or every 72 hours, give me an update on what you are doing. So when people understand that at every 72 hours, they need to give an update. So it makes them to be much more accountable because they know they are coming to you after 72 hours to give an update of what they have done. It make them accountable. And then of course, show genuine interest in what they are doing so that you can ask them questions. Oh, what are you facing? What are the things that you feel that I can do to help you? Okay, offer advice, offer help if needed. So when you offer help and advice, they trust you more to cover up for their weaknesses. Okay, that's how you build accountability and trust. um, Encourage your team members to stand up and lead. delegate important responsibility according to hierarchy. That this hierarchy talks about you knowing your team members well, and then you knowing um, who is who in the team. You must know who is who in the team, and then of course delegate important responsibilities according to hierarchy. Avoid showing favoritism towards specific members. It frustrates other members. um, have an open door policy where people, every person can come and meet with you. Continue to give them awareness of the common goal. Tell them constantly, this is what you want to achieve. This is our collective goal. Remind them, and of course, make sure you solve minor issues. Now, if um, there is something you need to do as a leader, is to continue to create team building activity. This is a topic on its own. Um, but teamwork, team performance, duties, team building activities. When people are doing work, probably you pair them together. So probably you pair them as a team, or you tell somebody to do A, so tell A to do some part, tell B to do some part, and tell them to come together to resolve it together. These are examples of team building activity. So create different activities for them to gel together. Now, when you do that, one of the things that it will lead to is that um, people becomes creative. Your team members, it will groom their personality, and then they become more creative. Then it will help them to take initiative. Then it will combine their effort into a single target. It will provide space for them to grow, and then it will broaden the vision, and there will be development of trust between your co-workers. So these are impact of team building activity. So as a leader, you must create team building activity. As an effective leader that wants to build a team, create team building activities. Again, create team building activities. It goes a long way in achieving all this impact you have mentioned. Okay? Now, let's quickly talk about the characteristics of a good team, of an ideal team. And this is one of the things you use to measure yourself as a leader. This is one of the yardstick to measure yourself whether you are performing as a leader. Number one of them is an ideal team are motivated. They are motivated set of people. They have self motivation to want to do something. Not that they are coerced to do it, not that they are forced, in fact, not that they are frustrated to do it. They have this, there is a team motivation, because of course you understand that team motivation usually come from when everybody is performing their roles as expected. Every other person in the team will be motivated to want to do. And then another thing apart from team motivation, self motivation. People are personally motivated to want to do the needful. Okay, so this is quite important. And then another characteristic of a team is that they are there is a common goal to achieve. An ideal team have a common goal to achieve. An ideal team have a common goal to achieve. And then another thing is an ideal team discuss their improvements. An ideal team are creative. There is trust within them. They work effortlessly. There are good communications. They are supportive of one another. There is enough team participation. Each individual person are participating effectively to the growth of the team. The team is innovative enough to solve challenges, problems that are coming their way, and then of course they have good leaders. They have a good leader, which is you. So this is a picture of an ideal team that you want to build. So as a leader, have this picture in mind, have this framework in your head, and then of course start working to see that your team have these characteristics. This is how you can build an ideal team. Now, having said that, um, um, you are a leader. And you must understand that being a leader requires that you build a team that could make your vision, your own goal, and the organization goal to come to fruition. Remember that coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a progress. Working together is the success. So when you bring people together, that's the beginning of being a good leader. When you keep them together, you are making a progress. When they start working together, that is your success as a leader. And these are the three phases that you must effortlessly work to ensure that you come up with as a leader. We are expecting that you as a leader, you are able to achieve this. You are able to bring people together, you are able to keep them together, and then you are able to make them to work together to achieve the organization goals. So this is team building, and this is your responsibility as a leader. Ensure you continue to build people for greater good and the success of the organization.